Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745 here with my continuing invasion of the Soviet Union. So we'll continue at this. Did a little bit of tuning up off camera, no clock moving, but did things like get Finland in the war there. So we're attacking there. So they are at war with the Western Allies right now. They're not yet. Let's see if we can get them at. Yeah, there's a bug. It's gonna have to wait till next episode because I have to restart the engine to get them at war with the Soviets. But hopefully they'll be convincing the Soviets to move their forces in various places. And that's a bug in Hearts of Iron, not BlackICE or Third Reich Events or anything like that. We're attacking here, hopefully to push them, you know, out of position a bit. Support that attack. Okay, they're coming across the river at my weak allies here. Let's retreat up to there. Let them cross that river, and then we're going to counterattack them. Hopefully we can get some of our Romanian allies to make some attacks as well, or join us in our current attacks. Now I've yet to see even these weak police forces not defeat partisans. There's some talks on the the BlackICE forums about what's best for partisan suppression. Well, a lot of people talking about they want to include like a fascist militia unit or something with a. I've yet to see a partisan unit put up a fight that was worth anything. So now we have seen them do that up in here where you had really rough terrain, quite possibly snow effects. Let's take a quick look at the weather. You know, either this limited snow or, you know, really bad snow effects, but the terrain effects and time. Time is a critical element there in that if they're out here isolated or up here isolated, and it's going to take you a while to get your forces there, they can organize themselves as well as increase the unit strength. and that I can readily see where, with enough strength, they're gonna be able to get organized so that weak police forces might not be able to handle them. Okay, self-propelled artillery brigade has advanced. I think that's good enough for the moment. I may come back and put it there if I don't see other timely things that I want to do with it. I was also asked, probably a few days ago by now, or a few episodes ago, about was I ready for an invasion of France at this time. Well, we know the scripted invasion isn't going to be happening right now. The way BlackICE has scripted it, it can land here, I know, it can sort of land here in the historical place. It can also land out here in, the Cherbourg in Brittany. There's a Cherbourg. But in Brittany out here. So it can, and it may be even able to land up here, I don't know. So they've scripted it, and it's sort of a random choice. I do believe it's weighted more heavily to land in the historical location. But it can be in any of these locations, I believe, and come in. And then I have seen, once the invasion start, the AI take advantage of that and start pouring in reinforcements. But what I've also seen is if I've left this area weak, I've seen whether it was Britain or Canada at times invade here or some other location. And so in those cases, I think I am ready. We got these, they're still fairly outdated armor units, but they got tank destroyers with them that should be of some use. And we got some real infantry units here, not just garrison units. May not always be the best infantry units, 5,000 man divisions, but that will be able to move to react to any invasion. So I sort of kind of think for the moment that I do have this handled. Right now, the one place I am worried about would be North Africa, but I think with the combination of Spain controlling Morocco and being in the Axis but neutral, I think that'll keep, that and primarily this will keep a scripted invasion, the torch invasions from happening. So I've seen Canada invade Vichy France once Vichy France via events gets declared war on. I've seen them come in here a lot, and sometimes they'll be moving in here before I notice it because they're invading an allied region, and I'm too focused on like the Eastern Front, and so they'll get pretty far in, and that's where and when I'd be moving something like these units, like taking all these, going oops, and going down there and dealing with that. Done that a few times, but I think I'm mostly well off at the moment for any Western invasion. We'll let these guys get reorganized and move back in there. got air power pounding them as well. I want to reduce these pockets because, you know, okay, there's a bunch of garrison forces in there, but there's a few decent divisions that would be useful. My next playthrough, which is going to happen not that long from now, but I'll give you some of my thoughts on it. Obviously, this is right along here, the border at the start of Barbarossa. I'm thinking of doing a paratrooper line right down along about 6 provinces through here, behind the Soviets, to block them from being able to withdraw into the swamp. So I hate this, I'm sick of this, and I can fight through this swamp well enough, but I just want to do that so much to overrun and trap the units, and will keep me moving deeper and deeper into the Soviet interior. Keep the clock moving. We're coming after this. The 3 divisions are pretty hard, but giving up. Some air attacking. Okay, we'll get down to... Okay, so that's stopped this attack, and so now we're facing. And if you're going to do this, you got to really microwave, because now you're no longer hitting them in the flank while they're attacking. So you'll just exhaust yourself on that. You don't want that to happen. Now here, let's see by doing that. Yeah, that proves that. Okay. Garrison division where it is. I also shifted some air power, or some heavy transports. Air supply up in here. Some micromanagement air supply. Getting anywhere with our attack. Are we just exhausting ourselves against this? They're trying to disrupt what I'm doing here, just like I did to them down here. And they're coming back at me. That's where delays between attacks do come in. Oh, they exhausted one of my panzer divisions. Hit them from multiple sides. Deal with this. Overwhelm this unit. Okay, yeah. Single engine airframe. Research has improved, so that's freed that up. Well, let's include close air support. We're improving our, which revolt risk, or descent level, descent level. The greater the descent level, the more it adversely affects your ability to fight. So that's something that you really don't want to have build up too much. And these guys should have ready. See, it's don't know what any different, but I always hate not knowing what I just said. Okay, to important notification. Okay, good. My little invasion has happened. Okay, need to create a supply convoy. We're going to go all the way from Pola bend to me again. We're back there. We're being invaded with a very small force. With purely the idea of messing with them. Air release. Blueprint says approved. Get the hardened airstrip. Too exhausted to move forward at the moment. Supply back up here. It's going to be a real problem. I don't know if they're trying to fight their way out. Maybe they're, I don't know. I know they're trying to rescue these guys here, but they're not going to get that close. We've won this battle, which I'm pretty sure will cut these guys off. The other thing I'm hurting with is low levels of officers. I realize that as well. We're getting fine. Maybe push that now. mostly just get them to react to us. Just need the head coercion. We'll get our combined armor bonus. Definitely for zombie. Also have everything. Supply operation. Okay, I need to micro this a little bit better. It's one of the things that's been stopping my advance is supplies, which is quite historical. I'm not complaining that. Well, I'm complaining that we do have the wacky hearts of iron supply system for sure. I'm complaining about that, but not specifically complaining about any of the mods. Okay, fairly armor intensive. We'll go after this. Okay, well, we've run into an armor unit already. Usually we keep going these fast. shifted some of the air forward as well, so they don't have this long to travel to intercept. And I wanted them to be fairly well rested before I started, or reorganized, I should say, before sending them up into the air. Let's send my fleet back. Maybe need to withdraw this. I thought I was thinking about maybe sending in more reinforcements, but maybe not. Okay, I think we're going to call it a day with this episode. As you can see, we're still making advances. We're not entirely stalled. Part of it has been supply. Part of it, quite honestly, is me not paying enough attention to each area. We should be reducing that. But we are getting into here, which will cut them off, and we should get the fins in pretty soon. Once the fins get in, then we can really start to move. Oh, good. So, thanks for viewing. I want to say I want to really appreciate all the people liking the video, making comments. Any comments are useful, and there's nothing else. They help highlight the video to other people in the series, so I want to thank all of you for that. One thing I don't know how much I should with this series, or my channel at all, but some modern day political events are concerning me a bit, and they do relate to this series and what I've tried to do with the and I've been reluctant to bring this up, as you can maybe tell, with the mod itself. Is a lot of what the mod does is it shows elements of the growing war and the ideology behind it and such, and I do it in small little snippets of information. Doing that, and growing into this dark time, and we're facing a very similar situation today. Obviously, with Ukraine, Putin. Oh no, we're supporting Crimean independence. We're never going to have that part of our country. What? Within the week, it's all part of Mother Russia again, and there's still an ongoing civil war. And I know many of you Europeans are much more aware of this than the standard American audience. But that's a pretty good matchup there. And there's ongoing fighting there. And yes, I zoomed in right in. Mariupol's right here is where that's going on. There's still ongoing fighting, even though it's supposed to be theoretically peaceful. And all the Europeans are aware, and I don't know how many Americans are, that Europe is going to be overrun, or is being overrun by Muslims, and probably my guess is, and maybe you guys want to dispute this, but in 10 years you're going to have, I don't know, 20-30 million Muslims in Europe. Is there that many? Well, we look at all the Egyptians, Syrians, Iraqis, Libyans, Eritreans, Sudanese, everybody else. They're all just pouring into Europe. Refugee problems. And you're going to have to really be facing a situation where they're not like bad Muslims, but they're Muslims used to living in an Arab country, and they're used to sort of, presuming that Sharia, etc., is sort of the right thing. No, they're not loony, wacko, ISIS types that want to burn people in cages. I'm not even trying to go there with them. But, Germany's gonna accept 800,000, is that, if I have that right, refugees? But all the refugees moving in, the Muslims moving into Germany, they understand that basically German food is pork. I know I'm overstating it, so don't Germans get mad at me that I don't know that there's got to be some food in Germany that isn't pork, and I know there isn't. But they're moving into a society that doesn't reflect their values, and they or their children in years to come are going to have culture shock. And it's going to be like what we're seeing in France, pretty bad, in Paris with the riots and such. You're going to see a lot more of that, and of course you're going to have a few hardcore Al-Qaeda, ISIS types coming in. But what they're going to learn is with Europe, and I'm not thinking you're doing a bad thing by letting in refugees, but by letting in some now, they're just going to make this much more of a hellhole with the whole plan of displacing people, Arabs, Muslims, from the Middle East into Europe to cause chaos in Europe. And so even if 99.99% of them all come in are going to be good and sort of peaceful non-ISIS types, they're just trying to flood the zone into that, and Europe is going to be facing this situation. And that's going to be bad. Now, the one thing that I have a personal concern over is particularly the Christian, but also the Yazidi, the minorities in these Arab or these Muslim countries. I want to be specific, it's Muslim countries, I'm not talking about culture of Turkic, Arab, or Persian, Kurd, or whatever. I'm talking about the religious viewpoint, that they're being particularly targeted, and these are a much smaller minority. And these are something that Europe and America, which America has refused. Just if you don't know this, America has refused basically all Christian Arabs coming in. They've refused to have them in. They're only accepting Muslims. There was, to get one to speak in front of Congress, one Christian Arab nun was allowed in under special dispensation because we're not accepting Christians, we're only accepting Arabs. Not Arab, Muslims from this part of the world. We're not accepting the Christians. And so we're turning our backs on the Christians, and so, I don't know, this is all roundabout. Sorry to go into politics because we're talking mainly about history and gaming. But if you notice, there's a little, on my channel page, a little sort of orangish hashtag symbol. That goes to a movement that starting now in America. Never again, which they used to say about the Jews, never again is this going to happen, never again. Never again is now. It's happening. It's not focusing on the Jews this time, though they are going to potentially be overrun if it could happen, but it's right now it's the Christians. It's never again now. They're doing genocide against Christians, Yazidis, any other small sects that I'm not thinking of at the moment. They're targeting that, and so I'm they're really sort of concerned about them because they're. And I was just talking about the flood of refugees. For the most part, they're not. Well, they're killing lots of Muslims, and I don't want to say ISIS isn't. They are. They're killing lots of Muslims. Lots of innocent Muslims are dying. I don't want to minimize that, but they're particularly targeting the Christians, and so that's something that I just felt I should bring up. I'm not going to be droning on about this on all my series or whatever, but I wanted to sort of point out that we're heading towards some dark times. It's, I would say it's 1933 right now in our, what was going on in 33, it's sort of that happening now. We are going down that, and I'm not saying, because of that we should be invading Syria and Iraq and sending in all kinds of people. No, that's not necessarily the solution to it either. I don't have a solution to it. I'm sure it's a multifaceted, multi-phase thing that needs to be worked out, but I just think nations who can aren't. Okay, sorry for the political interruption. We will continue the series with a more historical bent next time. Thanks for viewing.